So we planned a little series, I think last year, about doing some like outdoor hiking sandals, and it just never happened. It just wasn't super interesting to me, and it seemed like a lot of the sandal stuff is pretty hit and miss, so we just ended up doing it. And so I thought we'd do a quick Rose Anvil 2 video, just going through all the different details of these, what they are, kind of like an unboxing style, because mostly they didn't even come in boxes anyway. They just came in like bags and stuff, because they're very like earthy and eco-friendly and all that stuff that usually goes along with like this style of product. The goal of this is to give you just some general information, some thicknesses, some durometers, just some general specs that you can go out and make your own decisions off of. And if this does well, we'll probably do a cut in half and actually do a deeper review of all of these. So if you like this, you want to see the real cut in half on the main channel, support this, share it, do all the stuff that makes these videos perform, because that's how we decide if we're going to do it or not. So we have 5 different brands: Shamma, Xero, Bedrock, Earth Runners, and Luna. And they're all, similar styles. And so I think we'll just start, let's go one by one first and talk about the details. And then we'll go individually measure all the straps and durometers and thicknesses, so it's a little more cohesive. Our annual 25% off least favorite child Father's Day sale is live, just started today, because if you're like me and every once in a while you forget to get your dad a gift, and you don't want to go down to Walmart or CVS and get something really cheap and he's just going to throw away and never use. Well, instead, ideally you get a really nice handmade leather good by us here at Rose Anvil, but if you forgot till now, there's no way we can get it to you, and so this is why we do this sale, so you get 25% off and at least get your dad something. And we're going to give you a little PDF to print out. It's a little apology letter saying you love your dad even though you might have forgotten to get him a gift, and you can blame it on the fact that they're handmade and just say, they just took a little bit longer than we expected to be made. They're still being shipped to you. I totally thought about this way ahead of time. It wasn't a last minute decision by your least favorite child for Father's Day. So check them out below, 25% off, and get your dad either a wallet, a belt, or a new Swayze wallet. Check it out below. So first up, we have the Shammas. This is their Numa Red Rock. Retails for $130, which is a lot of money for a little simple sandal, but maybe they're hard to make. I don't know, it's hard to say. And looks like their position is similar to what we talked about, more like hiking style, outdoorsy style sandal with nice and wide toe box, all this kind of stuff. And leather topped, looks like leather, I think it's fake leather straps. Some of their other ones have real leather straps, it looks like. And then just a simple outsole that's a Vibram. Made in the USA too. Next up are the Xeros. These are the Z Trail EV trail hiking, running, and recovery sandals. They retail for $80. And similar positioning, kind of grippy outsoles. This is a non-Vibram outsole. And what's interesting about this is it has a little felt bits on it. Look up on this camera. Kind of what Converse does. And usually the reason people do that is because if there's felt on the bottom, you can classify them as slippers, and slippers have a lower import fee, and so it's cheaper to import them because they're considered slippers, not shoes. So there's a good chance that's why they did it, because these are made in China. The Xero shoes that we've cut apart are pretty cheap, and obviously they sell for pretty cheap, but it looks like the sandals are a very similar thing, because you've got a very soft and what feels like open cell and pretty crummy foam topped with this rubber outsole that's pretty thin. And you always got your straps across the top. Next, we've got a pair that I actually wore a decent amount, the Bedrock Cairn Evo Pro sandals. And I wore these a little bit last year. I'm not a big sandal guy. I just have never really been into sandals. I'd rather wear shoes and sandals. It keeps your feet cleaner, and I don't know. But I did try to wear these because I liked them, because they have this Vibram outsole that kind of creeps up the side here. You got your Vibram little tag on the side, and they have nice webbing straps. So you can tell they're pretty thick webbing. They're adjustable. They've got these little hooks here, and they are very feminine looking. Like when my feet were in these, I was a little bit like, these are not my style. And I'm not saying that anybody shouldn't wear these, but just personally, they weren't really my style. They retail for $130, and I don't remember where they're made. They are US assembled of foreign parts, so there's a good chance that all the different components are made overseas, and then they bring them into the US and maybe glue them together or do some of the sewing. It's a little tricky to know what's what with those type of brands, or when brands do that type of thing, because it's a little bit it's tricky with the wording, because it's not fully made in the USA. It's made in the USA from imported parts, and you would never really know how much is imported and how much is actually assembled in the US. it could be anything from just adding the hooks up to all the components coming in and they assemble it fully in the US. I don't know. They don't really say much about it, but I did like these. They're pretty, for a sandal, they're pretty comfy. I like the way they worked. They do grip pretty well. But once again, if I'm hiking, I'm like, I just don't want to be wearing sandals. Next, we have the Lunas, very similar to the Bedrocks. Similar style, similar like Vibram looking outsole. This is a pretty funky looking outsole. I kind of like it. You know, you got your various ridges in there, little toe washer there that holds on that strap. Similar nylon straps or some sort of strap. The thing that's weird about these though, that some people would really like and maybe some people wouldn't, is that strap goes through the sole and underneath. So the good side of that is you're not gonna have a lump underneath of the shoe or the sandal right there. Bad part is you're walking on your strap the whole time. And they're probably pretty durable straps. I don't really know, but it's definitely worth something considering. They're made in Vietnam and they say they're vegan friendly. So minus points for being vegan friendly. Just kidding, shout out to the vegans. I just like leather a lot. The last one are the Earth Runners. They retail for $80. And these are the most basic and the cheapest looking. You know, I'm not saying they are the cheapest, but they sure look like it. They have this Vibram outsole. You've got some webbing here. It's, you know, it looks like it's some form of reinforced. It's got the plastic buckles, kind of this jute canvas. It's probably like hemp or something. Let me check. Yeah, moisture wicking canvas. Doesn't say what it's, probably just cotton canvas. And that's pretty much it. But the interesting thing about these is these are odd because you can see on the bottom here, you've got a copper rivet. And what this copper rivet is supposed to do is ground you. You know, Earth Runners, they're supposed to ground you. There's all these claims about the electromagnetic field around you and how it can affect you. And if, you know, there's this whole thing about people that they say you need to go stand out on dirt and to ground your body. Not a whole lot of science to back it up that I've seen. You know, they cite some sources and some things, but to me it seems a little bit of a stretch to kind of pull the conclusions to say that these are actually having a copper rivet on the bottom is going to do anything. You know, and so I'm not going to fully dismiss it. I'm just going to partially dismiss it because it is kind of unproven pseudoscience as far as I'm concerned. Obviously someone's going to be upset and prove me wrong. But everything I've seen does not point to it being much of anything, because even to the point where you got that copper rivet on the bottom, but it's not like your foot's touching it, and you're on top of canvas and rubber, which rubber is an insulator. It's a blown rubber, but still it's an insulator. Then allegedly these straps have like copper running through them, so somehow grounds it to the earth. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like a whole lot of BS, but I don't know, science is science. You know, sometimes things seem like magic until science proves them, and then it's science again, so maybe there's something to it, but I have a feeling that there's a lot of other things you could do to improve your health than putting a copper rivet on your shoe. I just wouldn't back it with much confidence that it's actually gonna do anything for you, except for maybe make these a little more uncomfortable. So, now let's get to the details. Let's measure some straps, let's get some durometers. So first up, the Shammas on the strap thickness, we've got 1.4. Then we go to the Xeros, we are at 1.6. Then we go to the Bedrocks. They double up the canvas or the strap in most places. 1 millimeter where it's doubled, 2 millimeters obviously. Then we go to the Earth Runners, 2.2. The Lunas, 2 millimeters, it's doubled up in some spots, but most of it's 2 millimeters. Then for the footbeds, we got the Shammas have a leather footbed. The Xeros have a really cheap foam. Like, I'm just to do this on camera, see if I can actually, yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. People really like Xero, but they sure are cheap Chinese junk as far as I'm concerned, and at least everything I've seen, but they are cheap. They're cheap, so you get what you pay for. The Bedrocks, they have a foam footbed just like the Xeros, but it's not one that you can pull chunks off of. And it's just about as soft, which we'll check here in a sec. Then this has got that canvas we talked about. And Lunas also have a rubber, oh actually, is this leather? No, it's like kind of like a fake leather topper. As for the durometers, where's my little duro tester? On top of the footbed, the durometer is 77 on the Shammas. The bottom durometer, it's kind of hard to test these, 70 durometer, Shore, I mean. Xero's, the footbed is 45 short A. The outsole is 82 short A, so pretty hard. Then we go to the Bedrocks. The footbed is 50. The outsole is 78. The Earth Runners, footbed is 90. That's pretty tough. Outsole is 45. Luna's footbed is 66. The outsole is 78. Now, how about thicknesses of the entire, from where your foot all the way down to where the shoe touches the ground? Shamma's are 9 millimeters. The Xero's are 11 millimeters. The Bedrocks are 13.5 millimeters. Earth Runners, 10.5. Luna's, 13 millimeters. So now maybe what we do is we rank them from what I think are gonna be the least durable to most durable, because obviously it's subjective and it's hard to know unless you've worn all of them for hundreds of miles, but we have enough information from all the hundreds of boots and shoes that we've cut apart to draw some conclusions as to how durable they seem to be, especially with the outsoles. So least durable, I would say the Earth Runners, just a blown foam rubber outsole, just looks a little not as durable. Next, the Xero's, because that foam you can just pull off the top, but at least it has a harder rubber outsole. Actually, you know what? It's not even rubber through here. This is like a really soft foam. I'm switching it. I'm going Xero's least durable, then Earth Runners. Then above that, I'd go Shamma's. You know, it's a very simple sandal. You got the leather footbed, but it is a blown rubber outsole. I don't think it's gonna be as nearly not durable as the other two, but I don't think it's as durable as the number 2, which is the Luna, because you got that thick Vibram outsole. It's gonna give you all that grip. It's gonna give you the durability. Vibram's is kind of the name in the industry for standard of excellence. You got Merrimack, you got Vibram, you got a few other brands. So anytime you see Vibram, it's a good sign, just generally. And then number 1, I think these Bedrocks are easily the most durable. Well, maybe not easily. I think the Luna and Bedrock are pretty close, but the problem with these Lunas is that strap that goes underneath, and it just seems a little bit more like simple. Like, you know, what I'm trying to say is, like, with these Bedrocks, you've got that thing that goes between your toes is like a nylon strap. These are heavy duty straps that are sewn the right way. You've got metal buckles, or you got metal hooks. You do have the plastic buckle, but I love this Vibram outsole, how it wraps up. It solves the problem of needing to wrap the straps underneath or having a high spot or a lump underneath your foot by putting it through the sole. So it's a really smart way to solve that problem. So I'd put these as number 1, and I would say clearly number 1, now that I've thought about it. So if I was to choose one that I would actually wear, it would be the Bedrocks for sure. I think it's just better in basically every way. It's more comfortable from when I've worn them, a little bit that I did when I first got them. That's why I ended up choosing these. And Bedrock has an awesome pair of mules. I don't know if you've seen them yet, and I'm gonna order a pair before this video goes live, just in case, because actually I'm wearing my Birkenstock mules. I love these. I'm always wearing these, especially around my place. And Bedrock makes a very similar quality of shoe, but in a mule shape that has a little back strap on it. I saw someone wearing them actually yesterday at the Fisher Brewery, and I was like, oh, I like those. And so I want to cut one of those in half. If this video just doesn't get a ton of attention, I still might cut those Bedrock mules in half because they look really good. And where someone like me, I don't love sandals. I don't like that thing between my toes. You know, I just don't like the way they do it. But you might want some of the sandal features. That seems to be the sweet spot for someone like me that wants the breathability, that wants the comfort, the ease of on and off, you can wear them in the water to some degree, because they still are mules, so you're gonna have water trapped. But you also are not gonna be snagging your toes on rocks. You're also not gonna be you're not gonna be like stubbing your toes on things. You get most of the features and benefits of a sandal, but in a mule with that back strap on it, that little 4-wheel drive strap. So I'm gonna probably be cutting one of those apart because they look pretty cool, and I just want a pair, honestly, now that it's almost summertime. So let's try these things on and see if I changed my opinion about anything since last time we did it. So first, let's start with the one I thought was the worst. Let's see how easy this is to put on, how comfortable it is. Yeah, I like these little toe socks. I think they might have come with one. I think it did actually come with the Bedrocks, because there's a Bedrock logo on the other side. So let's do it. Yeah, see, like, this is kind of what I was meaning. You have to like really figure out how to loosen these straps up and throw that on there. Maybe not as bad as I thought. God, but it is not comfortable. And like, I know Chacos do this thing where you also have to move the straps around. But you see how like it's bunching right there? I just don't feel like that's gonna be comfortable for very long. Tighten it down like that. And see, just like all the twisting of the straps, it doesn't lay naturally flat. And so you just have pressure points. This heel strap kind of sits a little bit too low. That's almost wants to just come off my heel. You know, so still not loving the Earth Runners. Next, let's try the Xeros. Yeah, see, like this one, how the straps lay flatter, you can already feel a big difference. Little cinch buckle, Velcro. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, you don't have the toe strap, which doesn't mean some people like one or the other. You know, the toe strap gives you a little more grip, I guess. But yeah, see, like that one, these don't come off my heel. It's pretty easy to cinch down. So those are fine. You wouldn't have much trouble getting those on. Next to Shammas. Similar strap setup, just with the toe loop. Velcro, nice. I got tiny little insteps, so that Velcro barely catches for me. And the heel seems to be fine. I just don't like how much extra room I have there, but I have small insteps, so actually that's not bad once. Well, I don't know. So not as bad. Really so far the only one that's been bad is the Earth Runners. Sorry, Earth Runner. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm not a sandal guy. Lunas. This is kind of like the Earth Runners, where it's just a lot of straps going everywhere. That wasn't bad. That went on pretty quick. It wasn't nearly as bad as Earth Runners. But it still has that same potential problem that almost wants to come off my heel, that heel strap. I'm sure once they're broken in, it's a different story, but that wasn't too bad. I also just don't know if I love how that strap pulls across. And then to the Bedrocks, which I already know work pretty well. The thing that I did like about these two is that it's not a huge strap going between your toes. It's just that little, what is it called? Rope? String? But yeah, these definitely, because you have that extra bit of the outsole coming up that really kind of gives you the bulk you need to not be these kind of like flopping around. I guess this is a better example. This kind of being floppy, holds the structure. The straps are really flat. You got the Velcro, got these little adjustment points. It's just better in every way. You know, now that I've actually dug through all this, it seems like Bedrock is easily the best sandal out of the bunch. Luna's still about the same quality, and they might have. So let's actually see. Let's see if they have some. Okay, so they have a version of this that instead of the strap going through to the outsole, there's a little insert that looks like a plastic or a rubber. So it's a similar setup to this. It's just a separate piece rather than integrated into the outsole. So I really think you can't go wrong if you like this style of sandal. You're looking for something. The two that I would recommend after doing this is the Lunas and the Bedrocks. But I still think Bedrock is better. You know, it just has a few more features, just a little bit better in every way. But they're both worth considering. So that took forever. That was like half an hour. So let me know what you guys think, your experiences in them. If this video does well, like I said, we'll probably cut them in half. But I want to just get as much information out there as possible just in case we didn't do it, so you have as much information as you need. If you want a pair of these, check them out. The link is in the description. Let me know what other kind of sandals you want us to do. We might be doing like another leather sandal series where it's less of the adventure kinds, but more just like your classic thong style summer flip-flops. Because there's so many more people that wear those compared to these, and there's so many out there on the market with so much BS, and so we'll probably doing a video on that soon on the main channel. So subscribe if you're not subscribed, check out the main channel, check out all the handmade stuff that we make that make all this possible, to buy this stuff just to show you what it is and then cut it in half. So thank you guys, see ya.